Hey guys, hopefully you can hear me over the little waterfall behind me. Today I'm doing a video about the Tumbledown trails here in western Maine. They come with bugs, by the way. I did a video about Tumbledown before, but it was more focused on fishing, and this is just going to be focused on the hiking. And I'm doing it because this is one of the most popular hiking spots in the state, and people are always looking for information. And the majority of people hike just the brook trail, which if you don't have a lot of time or you're not in great shape for a longer hike, that's a good option. I think it's 3.6 miles round trip, and it just goes up to Tumbledown Pond and back down. It's very, very heavily traveled. And in my opinion, the views on the other trails are 10 times better. So that's why I'm just doing a little video of some of them. I'm not doing the loop trail today. You have to start way down the road. That one's for very advanced hikers only, just so you know. I will do a video of that at some point. And I'm going to do Parker Ridge, which is my favorite, and Little Jackson. I won't do Big Jackson. If you're up here and just kind of want to check it off your list, you know, Big Jackson's there. It's less than a mile and a half round trip off of the Little Jackson Trail. There's not much to see. The views are pretty limited up there. So I'm just going to be doing those ones today. Yeah, and show you some other options if you're coming up here that are a lot less traveled with better views, and I think you just see a lot more. So, hopefully you like the video. So this is the trailhead here. There's this kiosk, Brook Trail, as you can see on the sign, Parker Ridge, Little Jackson, Big Jackson, going that way. So the 1.1 mile Jackson Connector Trail is pretty easy. Some hills, but not anything steep or long. Pretty smooth. The sun's just starting to poke out after that rain. It's quite beautiful. All right, we're nearing the intersection at the end of the Jackson Connector Trail. Not much to see on the Jackson Connector Trail, really. So you'll come to the sign, Parker Ridge, Little Jackson, and Big Jackson. Should get closer so you can actually see it. So we're gonna go Parker Ridge Trail, and there's another sign there just in case you're not sure where you are. The trail follows the stream for a little bit, Tumbledown Stream. There's a couple of little places, if you look carefully, you can see it go off the trail, and there's nothing magnificent, but there's some little waterfalls that are nice to sit if you need to take a break before you start climbing, because once we pull away from the stream, we're going to start climbing. All right, so Parker Ridge Trail is pulling away from the stream and starting to climb. This trail is from the intersection down there about 1.8 miles, and it has absolutely outstanding views. So one of my absolute favorite places to enjoy a view is up here. All right, at least halfway up Parker Ridge, and the climbing's getting real going up there. It does get pretty steep at the end, and we've got just a little bit of, well, I don't know if you're tall, if it would be rock scrambling, but it sure is for me, so I'm short. The wind is pretty bad, so I'm afraid at the summit the sound might be terrible. I haven't seen anybody else out here. There were people getting out of their vehicles when I got here, but they were all going up the Brook Trail. So we're gonna go up there. We have a little bit of a hint of a view up here. just the starts of a view. More climbing. So we're just about above tree line. And I know I'm gonna have to put my camera away to use my hands. I can already see the rocks are slippery. There's quite a bit of steep rocks to go over, and not much to hold on to. Yep, that's slick. All right. There we go. I'll go around this one. Sun hasn't come out up here much. It's supposed to be sunny and warm. By now it's supposed to be all sun. It's not. I'm sure soon it will be. We're up in the clouds. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put my phone away so I can use my hands. So there you can see Webb Lake and Weld. And if we turn around, Little Jackson is up there in the clouds. So the trail's blue blazed. Some of the blazes a little faded out here in the rocks. In the woods they're great, but so just keep your eye out. And in some places it's obvious where there's a trail. Not easy when you're short. In a couple minutes here, we will come out to the best view of all. Coming close to the top of the Parker Ridge. There's a dangerous heat warning in effect right now. But this wind in the clouds is not hot. I don't think the wind chill could be much above 50. Just goes to show, always be prepared. Even though it was supposed to be 88 and super humid, I brought a warm jacket. Something I'll say is that people don't come prepared and they run into trouble, and I hate seeing that. Things happen that you cannot anticipate. Weather turns sideways, you step off the trail, all the cars have miles back. There is cell phone service up here, I'll say that. Extra food and water. Have a whistle in case you're lost. Have something to start finding. All of that is extremely important and can save. There's the cliffs. It's gorgeous. Can't see as far as normal. And there's the pond. And right, if I can zoom in, that's, I don't know if you can tell where I'm zooming, but that's where the brook trail comes out and ends right there at the pond. Well, Jackson looming above us. It's an amazing spot, but this wind is vicious. It's actually a little hard for me to stay upright. So I'm going to move. Down. That's absolutely beautiful. And over there, that's the North Peak. I've been up there before, and unless something's changed, there's no marked trail, but you can go up it. People do. I mean, if you don't have experience, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you do, It's also another really cool view looking down at the pond from up there, and you're not going to run into anybody else. Wow. So it's just a short distance down, and you're going behind the pond. It's all overgrown. And you can just walk from here right to the pond. There's a path. But because I got started so late because of the rain, I'm going to just skip going to the pond. I'm just going to turn onto Pond Link Trail, which I'll show you. I'll show you which way to go to get to the pond. I'm only, it's like another 2/10 of a mile to the pond, and then 2/10 of a mile back to the trail. But it's easy if you want to do it, if you choose to come this way. Last shot of those cliffs. That's cool. The loop trail's over there somewhere. Can't pinpoint exactly where, but that's part of the reason it's so challenging. Alright, I'm down to the end of Parker Ridge. Sign, Parker Ridge Trail. Sign, Pond Link, Little Jackson. And a trail here. That goes over to the pond. It should be pretty obvious. You can actually see it just a little through the trees. You can see it a little over there. So off we go onto the Pond Link Trail, which is 1.1 miles. It's not terribly hard. And that will bring us up further up on the Little Jackson Trail. And then we can finish it. So you might be able to tell that there. I just walked with there. And talking and not paying attention. Good job, me. Back there used to be some camping sites, and if you're wondering if you can camp here, that is a definite no. They banned camping quite some time ago because people were very disrespectful. And heard people say, do it anyways, they won't catch you. Well, yes, they will. So, a little story, I come here fairly often. When Brandon and I, for a while, were living closer, it was maybe only half an hour for me to get here. I would use this as training for my trail running. I'd often get here at just at sunrise. And it was just light enough to see and spend a few hours before work training. And one week, a ranger went by, I guess, and saw my vehicle real early. And then a couple days later, I was back and she came by pretty early and saw my vehicle again and assumed that I was camping here and tried to left a note on my windshield that I was going to get a fine. I straightened it all out, just called and explained. I'm a trail runner. I go early in the morning to train. And she didn't bother me again. She sent me an apology. It was all good. But yeah, if you're not sure if they're going to catch you, they do monitor. You cannot camp here anymore. I did once a long time ago. And it was really cold. It was in the 20s. And it was nice, but it was loud. And there were a lot of people, so it really wasn't the best. Okay. Little climb here, and then it's flat for a while. About halfway through the Pond Link Trail, went through a section that was a little overgrown. It always gets that way. The type of bushes back there, they grow pretty quick. But now it's good. And I startled something, and possible it was a bear. I don't know. Couldn't see anything. Didn't really sound like a deer or a moose. So I've just been making a little noise. I've seen bear. Geez, I don't think I've ever seen a bear out here. I mean, I know they exist, but I've seen so many bear out hiking and trail running. It always scares. I'm not scared of bears. We don't have, reports of bears killing people in this state. But man, they just startle me so bad every time. Look at that little mud. The shoes I'm wearing are not great for mud at all. But I don't have a lot of choices right now. I'm recovering from some heel bursitis. So I've only got a couple pairs of shoes that I can wear at this point without just aggravating the bursitis. This is one of them. Neither of them have any good tread, and they both hold a lot of water. But I'd say I'm at least 90% healed, so a couple weeks I should be back in my regular shoes. No more sounds of whatever I startled. It probably took off far away from me. Towards the end here we have a little stream to cross, which is normally... Well, there's a moose out here. Could have been the moose. It just didn't sound like one. I have seen moose up close hiking a couple of times, like come around a corner and it didn't hear me coming, and holy crap, that's a big animal in front of me. Yeah, the stream down here is normally just a real easy, but since it rained last night, it could be a little higher. Okay, coming up to the trail intersection here. Pond Link Trail. Little Jackson Pond Link, in case you're confused. So, just trying to check the weather here. It started to rain a little, and there was a slight chance of thunderstorms, so I just wanted to, still trying to download it, make sure that there's nothing on the radar as I head up the mountain. Oh, no rain coming, it looks like. So I continued on. This last section before the col between Little and Big Jackson's is steep. Definitely a challenge. It goes on for, I don't know, longer than it seems like it should, but then you come out to the col and you start having views all around you. It's very nice. But I think today it's going to be very windy. It is starting to warm up, so the wind won't be a bad thing. Here we are at the col. See Webb over there. And, oh no, the sign's over there, okay. Let's say there's a sign up here. Did it get blown away? It's right there. Still in the clouds up here. I think everywhere else has got sun. Not here. It does show it's gonna come out about the time I'm getting down near the end, which is fine. Sun's gonna be hot, hot, hot. There you go. Little Jackson straight, Big Jackson. No, there's the summit of Big Jackson. Geez, that seems so far away. It's not, it's a pretty short trail. We're going way past where you can see. And blue blazes in a row. So there's still a fair bit more climbing. There's actually a fair bit of up and down. Up over boulders and then back down them. It's kind of cool up here. Tell you the truth. And it's times it. Oh, it's noon. We just hit noon. So there's rock cairns, or those not blazes. Look for them. There's an interesting spot up here. I'll show in a little bit. I went off trail. Don't go off trail. Don't do what I do. But I mean, I could see the trail. There's this tower and it turned out to be a weather station. I was always wondering what that thing was that I could see. Finally, I got brave enough. Then I walked backwards looking. I could see the rock cairns. So anyway, get back fine. you can't see nearly as far as normal in these clouds. So it's up there. You see? Oh, you can't see it on my camera. When I get up a little higher, I'll try. Oh, barely. I can barely see it. Yeah, there's a tower. The view over there is magnificent too. We're going a little more that way. That is a slightly better view. You can see it now. That's just a weather station. If I go here and find out what that is, that's all it is. Get near the top, sadly, we're in the clouds. Not much for the view I was talking about. Look down. Yeah, clouds. So if you like blueberries and you come up here at the right time of year, you could pick blueberries for hours up here. I've done that before. But it's June right now and they're not even close. Wow, just see the lake. Climb up on there, you can usually get a nice view to the south. It's just about there, about 1 minute. I think it'll be there. I don't know if there'll be. Oh, I hear voices. Oh, yeah, there's people. There's a rock structure over here. Super nice. Look, it's clearing just a hair. Heading back below tree line. So from the summit of Little Jackson back to the parking area, if I don't take the Pond Link Trail and Parker Ridge Trail, which I'm not going to, is about 3.5 miles. The whole trip here is somewhere in the range of 9 miles that I will have done. And I'll show you, the bit of the trail you didn't see that we cut off by taking Parker Ridge and Pond Lake. Ooh, how did that wind? That wind was crazy. Yeah, I only saw 2 people up here. 2 people in Little Jackson, 2 people in Parker Ridge. Pretty quiet. Haven't seen a soul otherwise. Passing the Pond Link Trail. I'm trying to think how far it is now. I don't have too much further. I don't think it's quite 2 miles, probably. Back. And a lot of it's really easy. Getting close, semi-close to the intersection we were earlier of the Parker Ridge Trail with the Jackson Connector Trail. So, in case you're confused, we started with the Jackson Connector Trail, which is right next to the Brook Trail. The Brook Trail goes straight, the Jackson Connector Trail goes right for 1.1 mile, then took the Parker Ridge Trail to the left for 1.8-ish,
Came out near the pond, where you could easily walk over to the pond and back if you want to. Then took the Pond Link Trail, which starts right where the Parker Ridge Trail ends. Took that for 1.1 mile back to the Little Jackson Trail. Summited Little Jackson, and then came straight down the Little Jackson Trail, avoiding Parker Ridge and Pond Link trails. There's maps online you can find a number of different places that will show the trails. And every map shows different distances. I go by what my GPS watch has told me. This making this about 9 miles around the trail. And let's see, we started at 9:45, and I think it's going to be just after, yeah, it's going to be about 2:30. Yeah, 2:30 when I get back. And it was a little slower going because things were slippery today. It just stopped raining, but I do go a little faster than the average person. So I would plan, more like if you want to enjoy yourself and take a break and everything, 6 hours to do this. I like coming down this way. It's easy. It's nice when you're tired to end easy. Getting close. We do have to cross Tumbledown stream down here. It's usually not bad. I don't think it'll be bad even though it rained. This section's really nice. Super smooth. It wasn't here a number of years ago. I don't know exactly when they redid it. It was more straight up. And it was a lot rougher. But when they redid it, they did a darn good job. And I think it's starting to sprinkle again. So much for clearing off and being sunny. It is warmer though. It's got to be up to 80 by now. It's supposed to be near 90. Heat index in the low 90s, I think. There's a crossing of Tumbledown stream. Alright. Okay, it normally goes that way. Doesn't look as easy as normal. Let me see. Is it easier to go that way? Might be. Not really much higher than normal. It seems like rocks have relocated. Well, maybe. Oh, that's not as bad as it looks from the distance. That's fine. Looks so clear. It's actually not. I thought it would be higher than this. All right. Here we are, back to that first intersection. We would go that way to go up Parker Ridge. Just came down the one big Jackson Trail. Brook Trailhead parking lot. 1.1 mile. Here we are, back to the start. Fantastic. 2:30 on the dot. So it's like 4 hours, 45 minutes, I think. Or my brain's too tired to count. I don't know. Yeah, hope you'll get out here, make a comment if you do. I'd love to hear about how it went.